Hey, please introduce yourself. Where are you from and what have you achieved today?
I'm Andrew Rayner. I'm from Aberdeen in Scotland, and I've made the top 8 of the world's premier calling for the Hunted.
Perfect, man. I'm so excited. I wish you best of luck at first.
Thank you.
And yeah, you have a local game store, is it right?
Yes, Thistle Tavern. We also have an online store, so you can check it out there too.
Perfect. So for how long do you play Flesh and Blood?
I started in Everfest, so I played a handful of 1 or 2 armories in Tales of Adia, and then properly got into it at Everfest.
Yeah. So what is your favorite set so far?
Oh, I think it would probably have to be Dynasty. I really like the introduction of Assassin, which kind of works out this weekend too.
Yeah. So Assassin is one of your favorite classes?
Yeah, I tend to like most classes, but yeah, Assassin, just kind of the not knowing what they're actually going to do is really nice.
Yeah. And for this set, Assassin plays a big role, right?
Yeah, certainly in draft.
How do you like Assassin in the Hunted draft or in Sealed?
It's really nice that you can either play, you can play on 2 fronts. You can either play the kind of mid-rangey kind of style with the Assassin, or you can work through forcing transforming and then using that as reactions and kind of being really aggressive. So you can either kind of play quite defensively or quite aggressively, and throughout the game you can kind of change your style as well, which is really good.
Yeah. And how do you like the other heroes like Fang and Syndra?
So I played Fang in Sealed, and it was absolutely fantastic. Just being able to load up all these attack reactions on your first or second chain links is amazing. Syndra, I think, is going to be one of the more interesting ones for Constructed, but they all have just such interesting mechanics that it's been really fun playing all weekend.
Yeah. So for the drafts, how did they win for you?
So I went 3-0 in the first draft with Arachne, and then went 2-1 in the second draft with Arachne.
Okay. And we have like 20 minutes on the clock until you need to play the top 8 draft.
Yeah.
How does it feel to play in that draft, and what really makes it, if you make it for the next round or not? Like, what are the key factors?
Hopefully open some good packs. Hopefully get some bombs. And the 6 packs I opened earlier, they weren't particularly exciting, so hopefully find something that's a little bit more interesting, some kind of majestic that can kind of give me a bit more power rather than just having to play with commons. But yeah, hopefully can show off some of the ability of these heroes.
Yeah. So you just said that opening up bombs is important, but how do you get an edge if you don't really get those bombs in the draft?
Knowing when to bluff and when not to bluff. Certainly with the Warrior and the Assassin, there's a lot of gamesmanship as to whether you want to do reactions on chain link 1 or chain link 2, or on which stealth attack. Like, you have a lot of options, and not knowing what you have is part of the joy of it. You don't know if the opponent's going to have a +3, +6, could be even +9 on with these like really impactful on hits. So yeah, it's really interesting to see what you can do with those.
Yeah. So how important is the life totals and the equipment in draft and sealed?
The equipment's huge. Having just a couple of extra points where you can not have to worry about a dagger once or twice is really good. But aside from that, yeah, I think having lots of the rare equipment, the guardwells, are absolute home runs. They're so much better than everything else. It's not even close.
Yeah. So if you see one of those in the draft, that's like a priority.
It doesn't matter when. Pick one, pack one. Absolutely want as many of those as I can possibly get.
Yeah. So we are at the world premiere here. We are the first to play the set, and then the next week the pre-release is coming. So what are the top tips that you would get out to the players?
Lay out your pool and see what heroes speak to you, because a lot of the cards work in multiple classes, obviously, but I think a lot of it comes down to where your bombs go. So if you have some cool majestics, you want to play those, find the combination that works best. Certainly with the hybrid cards, you can find some really nice combinations of cards with those.
Yeah. And how important do you think are the majestics for the pre-release?
I don't think they're make or break. There was definitely in 2 of the seals on Friday, I didn't have any majestics and went 4-0 in both of those. The majestics I opened were expansion slot cards, so I didn't have any. Yeah. So you definitely don't need them to win. Obviously it helps, but you don't need them.
Yeah. So I think we are 5 minutes in now. I don't want to steal all of your time. Thank you so much for this interview, and best of luck.
Thanks very much.